Haidong! So in this video, we're going to talk about the downward thrust in Sangsu 8. I'm particularly excited for this video because this is something that I did wrong for the longest time, and it wasn't until that I had a drill for one of my students that was working on Form 8, for example, that I was like, oh, let's compare these two versions of this stab, and you'll tell me which one's better. And guess what? I was wrong, and that was really exciting. So this is, and again, I wasn't wrong because I was taught incorrectly. I was constantly fixed about this, but in my head, I was always like, I know better. I know the physics involved. I clearly understand it better. I wasn't. I didn't know. So I'm particularly excited because this is an example of all right, obviously, ego is gonna exist everywhere, but don't let that get in the way of your martial arts, because this might be, again, a really simple concept, but it's a really good example of how I was clearly wrong, and you can learn more from it. So a little bit of context for this portion of the form. So you just charge someone down, you just cut them, you switch to reverse, and you're getting your distance back. Someone's on the floor, probably someone that you cut along your charge, and you're like, I want to finish that person off. So you're going here, and you do a nice stab. So this is going to be the two variations, right? So I'm going to show you both. I'm not going to tell you which one's which until we actually do it together, right? So the first one, I'm here, someone's down there. I'm going to move here so you can actually see where the body might be. I'm here, I roll, I come in, bun, stab him. And from there I'm going to pop it out, I'm going to deflect and go this way. So that's one version, and the other version is going to be this one. Like so. And likewise, pop out, boo, going out that way. Let's talk about the justification for those two versions, right? So the first one, someone's on the floor, I'm up here, I want to stab you, I'm going to hone my tip in, I'm going to use my left hand to press into my elbow so that it doesn't hyperextend. This is going to be something that's really, really common again in Gumdo, where you have your left hand placement if you're doing one-handed cuts or stabs. So I'm here, I roll, get the tip ready, and as I look into his eyes, bang! Again, use this to counterbalance, stab in, and be able to pop out and going off this way. So with that one, you're going to be more into a sotosei, right? So here, again, looking in, bang, sotosei, everything's kind of close in here, and again, popping up that way. So versus the other one, right? So again, same premise, person's on the floor, I'm here, I roll, use my shoulder to dip in, thrust in, pop out, and go off on my merry way. Now I'm going to be using my hand here so I don't roll the shoulder, because it's very easy to actually roll in, almost like you're in this way, here. So you actually want to brace it so you don't twist it, because if you twist it, it's going to actually cause some damage to your inner shoulder, which you don't want to do. So normally I recommend you do this for yourself, right? So you kind of figure it out for yourself. The only reason I'm going to kind of push off on that a little bit is because I almost hurt myself doing this the wrong way. So if you do practice this, it's your own liability, right? Although it's always your liability. But so just so you know how I did it, I had a fancy shield target, right, with our logo on it, a mukam. So all I did was do the two stabs, right? So the biggest thing that I wanted to figure out with this was, all right, so why do we cut the way we cut, and why do we stab the way we stab? We cut the way we cut, stab the way we stab, because it hurts the opponent, and it doesn't hurt you, or at the very least, it doesn't hurt you that much, right? So that's the reason why we have this reinforcing your elbow, so you don't hyperextend, that's going to snap out your elbow. Same thing, we have this, so you actually don't roll the shoulder into the body. So if we do this, kind of feel how your body reacts to the actual stab. So with the first one, if I do a nice roll, coming in, bun, and do a stab, okay. Second one, coming with a stab, okay. So what I recommend is if you do want to try that, go ahead. Again, your own liability. But what you're going to find out, as I did, the one that I gave the most explanation for was the one that actually caused you a little bit more damage. So the one that, again, I've been doing solidly and stubbornly up until probably about half a year ago, not even that, maybe like 3 months ago, was this one. So I thought, person's there, I'm going to roll, I'm going to kind of like have my tip ready and just like, right, and go with that stab. Now what I noticed was if I hit it, it still rebounds into my elbow. And another thing that happens is if this person is, again, semi-conscious or anything like that, my whole body is kind of like hovering near it, which is not great, right? So like if I'm here and he decides to, try to disembowel me, he tries to like hit my face, everything's kind of like honed in over him, he can do so, right? Like all my vital stuff is really close to him. Now that said, if you try it the other way, so the way that is canonical, so the way that it should have been, I was just too stubborn to listen. If you're here and you roll into it, almost like you're stomping into it, not bad, right? So I don't feel really anything in my body. Notice my organs are further away from the person. And also, boop, I can just pop out. Now a further added bonus to this, because this has been a running, I guess you can't really call it a running gag, but a further justification for this is if you're using a longer, heavier weapon, right? So if I'm here, I'm trying to like stab the guy here, my accuracy is going to be really bad. It's not going to be that powerful. Versus if I have this really heavy weapon, all I need to do is just step and done, right? So like this is, it may not be as accurate per se, although this is going to be more accurate. So this one is going to be more accurate the longer the blade is. This one's going to be more accurate the shorter the blade is. But again, testing worst case scenarios, right? So if you're here and you shoulder into, again, shoulder this way, not shoulder this way, shoulder in this way, I can just, if I want to dig in further, all I need to do is sink down into it, right? Versus if I'm here and I want to cause more damage, I have to like, stab it into the person, right? So actually using the overhead stab this way is going to be both, it may not necessarily be more powerful, but it's going to cause you a lot less damage. It's not going to be that much less powerful if it is less powerful. And also it's just going to be easier for you to get your sword out as well, right? So versus if it's a lot of angles coming in this way, I have to come in the same out this way. If I'm almost like this, I can just be like, pulling out that way. As usual, if you want to practice this again is really more your own thing, just because again, you might get a little more hurt with this one just because you're gonna have that rebound, do it at your own risk. But if you want to again, try to do these different things, just try it without a target, right? You can kind of feel how your body's reacting to both of these stabs. Try it with longer weapons and shorter weapons, right? So try doing it with I wouldn't say a short sword because you probably wouldn't be able to kind of like crawl in and do a stab that way. And there are probably easier ways to dispatch if that's true. But again, try this combination with longer, shorter weapons, heavier weapons, lighter weapons, and just like see how your body reacts. And also remember, like, again, I'm really excited about this particular video because I was wrong and I'm excited about it. So people should be excited when they find out that there's a better version or a better way of doing what you do, right? So, as always, keep training and stay humble. Haidong!